Okay. Hello, welcome to today's 45-minute yoga class. For today's class, the focus will be on hip movements. So we'll be targeting a lot of the hips and spine mobility. You don't need any equipment for today's class. You'll just need yourself and your mat. So if you have a yoga mat, that's great. If not, just a comfortable floor for you to practice in. So just make sure that before you get started, take a quick look around your space, make sure that you don't have anything that you could trip over, and just make sure that your space is clear of any hazards. We're about to get started here. So just remember that at any point throughout class, if you experience any type of faintness, dizziness, pain, or shortness of breath, always take breaks, you know your body best, and stop exercising. I'm going to make my way to my mat, and then we'll get started. So we're actually going to start today in a seated position. You're going to have the legs nice and long, or the legs crossed, whatever feels better for your body. We're just going to start here in a little conscious moment of stillness. Allow your body to settle in. You can remove the fleshier parts of the glutes so that you're sitting onto the bonier edges and the sits bones. The palms to soften down towards the knees or towards the earth. Allow your eyes to soften here and maybe even close. And maybe with the eyes closed, just begin to bring awareness to where your body is in space. So begin to notice where your legs rest. Bring awareness to the back body and the spine. Begin to sense each and every vertebrae, almost as if they were beginning to lengthen from top to bottom. Almost as if the crown of the head was beginning to reach up towards the sky. Bring your awareness to the front body and the torso. Notice the heart center. Imagine as if the shoulders were reaching to either side of the room. So you begin to sense an expansion across the front of the chest. Notice how the abdomen moves with each and every breath as you breathe in and out through the nose. And maybe from here, you begin to lengthen the breath. So maybe expanding their lungs to their maximum capacity as you inhale through the nose. And then as you exhale, allowing everything to come back to the midline or the center of the body, emptying the lungs completely. Allow yourself to do that for a few more rounds, just bringing the awareness to your breath as you continue to breathe in and out through the nose. Filling their lungs to their maximum capacity as the ribs and lungs expand. And then exhaling, drawing the abdomen in and actively pushing all the air out. 2 more rounds here. Continuing to breathe in and out through the nose. 1 more round. And then when you're ready, slowly opening up the eyes. We'll begin to bring movement into the spine. We'll start with a posture that's called waving grass. Similar to how grass waves in the wind, we're going to do something similar with our upper body and our arms. So when you're ready, take a nice deep inhale. Lift both arms overhead. Fingertips reach towards the sky. Let the palms stay face each other. And the fingertips are spread nice and wide. Take a nice deep inhale, feel the expansion across the sides of the torsos. And as you exhale, begin to hinge from the hips. Allow the palms to face down on the front. Fingertips spread nice and wide here, almost as if you're drawing the floor closer towards you so that you feel the heart center shine forward. Hip corner edges of the hips are rooted here. Take a full inhale. And then as you exhale, you're going to slowly walk your hands over to the right side. So almost as if the belly button was trying to touch the inner right thigh here. Back of the neck nice and long, really stretching through the upper arms, all through the torso. And you might feel the stretch here a little bit more on the left side. So to accentuate that stretch, you can actually bend the right elbow and reach out with the left arm just a little bit more. Take another full cycle of breath here. Deep inhale through the nose. And then as you exhale, walk the hands through center and then over to the left side. So this time, we're stretching the right side body with the torso. So you can bend that left elbow on this side if you'd like again. Almost as if you're trying to reach to the floor so that you're pulling the floor closer towards you. Feeling that stretch on the right side. Abdomen drawing towards the inner left thigh here for one more breath. And then as you exhale, walk the hands through center. On your next inhale, you're going to take a nice deep inhale, lift both arms up towards the sky. And this time hinge over to your right side. So kind of like that waving grass in the wind, you're moving over to the right, but then holding here for a full breath. Feeling the stretch along the left side torso here, full inhale. We're going to do a few rounds. As you exhale, you come through center. And then on your next inhale, you hinge over to your left side. So you can move at your own pace here, allowing the arms to reach over to the right, back to the center, and then over to the left. If it feels comfortable, you can allow the palms to face each other. You can even allow the palms to touch. With the palms touching, you'll feel it even more across the shoulders. So just see what feels better for you. Just play around here, your own little freestyle for a few more breaths. And as you move from side to side, just also bring awareness to the corner edges of the hips. So maybe one corner likes to lift up higher than the other. So really encourage them to stay rooted so that you're simply moving through the upper body of the torso. One more round here for a full cycle of breath. And then when you're ready, we'll be back to the center. Take a full inhale, lengthen through the arms, and then as you exhale, let the arms fall down. We're going to release the shoulders. So just do a nice slow rotation with them. So up, over, and around, opening the front chest. We're going to come into a little gentle twist. So from here, you're going to bring the left hand onto the right knee, right hand behind you. You're going to plant that right palm firmly onto the floor behind you so that you can support the spine and allow the spine to lengthen. From here, take a full inhale through the nose, draw the belly in, and then as you exhale, you can begin to twist over to your right side. So very gently and slowly, almost as if each and every vertebrae was beginning to articulate into that twist. Maybe one day looking past your shoulder here for one more breath. And then as you exhale, untwist, unwind, coming back to center. We'll twist over to the left side here, so I'll turn to face you. So this time, right hand onto the left knee, left hand behind you, planted firmly onto the earth or your mat. Lengthen through the spine here as you inhale, abdomen draws in. And then as you exhale, begin to twist over to your left side. So you can actually use that right palm that's resting on the left knee to kind of very gently encourage the spine to twist, but you're not pulling on the knee at all. You're beginning to gently just encourage the spine to twist ever so slowly, maybe one day looking past your shoulder for one more breath. And then when you're ready, slowly come back to center. We're going to slowly make our way into a tabletop position. So hands are going to come underneath the shoulders, knees are going to come underneath the hips. We have our movements into the hip area. So where the femur and hip socket meet, we're just going to do a couple of circular rotations there. We're going to do a couple rounds of fire hydrants as well, just to bring movement to the hip. So rooting the palms down, fingertips spread nice and wide. Just going to float that right knee off of your mat. For more balance, you can allow the left foot to stay curled here, and then just begin to create clockwise with the right hip. So the movement is coming into that place where that femur connects with the hip bone. So you can slow down the movement so that you're allowing it to come through that space as opposed to the knee or the thigh. We're moving for 3, for 2, for 1, and then we'll begin to move in the opposite direction, going counterclockwise. Remembering your breath here. Continue to breathe in and out through the nose. For 3. For 2. For 1. Allow that right knee to soften to the earth. You can curl the right toes this time for balance. And then from here, really root through the palms and the fingertips and float that left knee this time off of your mat. So we're going to create circular rotations here again on the left side. So going clockwise first, very gently. Breathing in and out through the nose. For 3. For 2. For 1. And then we'll go counterclockwise. So you just very slowly bringing movement into that hip area. If you spend a lot of time throughout the day sitting down where those muscles shorten, you want to begin to lengthen them there. So for 3, for 2, for 1. Bring that left knee down. Root through the palms here. You're going to come into a child's pose just to release that stretch. So push the glutes towards the heels here. Forehead comes down. You can bring the knees nice and wide to allow space for the torso to soften to the earth here. So you're just stretching out the hips and the thighs for a cycle of breath. Full inhale. And then as you exhale, slowly come back to your table. Awesome. So in our tabletop position this time, we're going to do a similar posture, but this one's going to be fire hydrant. It's kind of a silly name to it, but it's kind of like you're beginning to lift the leg parallel so that the inner thigh is parallel to the earth. We're going to do the right side first. So from here, sitting in our tabletop position, you're going to take a nice deep inhale and slowly lift that right leg up, and then bring it down to the left. We're going to do 4 rounds. So 2, for 3, for 4, and then slowly bring the right leg down. We'll do the left side this time. So staying in your tabletop position, begin to float that left leg up. For 1, for 2, 3, and 4. Come back into that child's pose, knees nice and wide, forehead onto the mat. Just releasing the hips here for a cycle of breath. Full inhale, full exhale. Slowly come back to your table. We're going to do a couple rounds of cat-cow just to bring the movement into the spine. So in that tabletop position, begin to draw the abdomen down. Tailbone reaches up to the sky, and maybe you look forward or slightly up. Full inhale here. In your cow pose, and then as you exhale, begin to tuck the chin into the chest. Pressing the palms down into the mat, begin to feel the back of the shoulder blades expand as you arc the spine like a rainbow. The pelvis tilts slightly forward here, abdomen drawn in. Full inhale in your cat pose. And then as you exhale, again, very slowly and gently uncurling the spine, tailbone reaching to the sky, and then you look forward. 3 more rounds at your own pace. Breathing in and out through the nose, chin tucks in. Arcing the spine here, holding here. And then the last 2 rounds, you can kind of go at your own pace. Maybe if you choose to sync the movement with the breath, you'll slow down the movement even more. 1 more round. And then when you're ready, we'll meet a neutral table. We'll curl the backs of the toes here if they're not already curled. Lift the knees and find downward facing dog. Add a little pressure last step. So allow the feet to be nice and wide here. If it feels comfortable, hands nice and wide as well. The feet, shake the head yes or no. Just beginning to feel how the back of the hamstrings feel in your first downward dog of the day. Another cycle of breath here, full inhale. As you exhale, you're going to look back towards the feet and then slowly walk the hands back. Come into a forward fold at hand side. The palms can rest on either side of the feet here or on the shins, whatever feels better for you. You can even bend the knees if you feel any sensation in the back of the hamstrings. Allow the head to hang heavy here. We're still moving very slowly. And then on your next breath, on your next inhale, you're going to begin to uncurl the spine, chin coming up last, slowly making your way out to standing. Awesome. We'll make our way to the top of our mat, or just to a position that's comfortable for you. And I turn to face crescent moon. So similar to the movements that we were creating with the torso and waving grass, we'll do the same thing here. It'll just be a bit more static. So finding a nice foundation with the feet, lifting through the kneecaps so the thighs are engaged. Inhale, lift both arms up. The palms can touch here as the fingertips reach to the side, or the palms can face each other. From here, you're going to take a nice deep inhale, and as you exhale, hinge over to your right side. So you begin to create the shape of a crescent moon, or kind of like the shape of a letter C. As you hinge over to the right side, just bring awareness to the feet. So notice perhaps that left foot feels a little bit lighter. Can you really root down through that left foot so that you really feel that stretch along the left side torso, all the way to the left fingertips. Charge through the forearms and the palms here for one more breath. Deep inhale. And then maybe as you exhale, you reach just a little bit more and hinge more over to the right side. Hold here for a full cycle of breath. Maybe imagining you're breathing into that left rib cage. And then as you exhale, come through center and then over to the right side. So again, noticing your foundations and your feet. Maybe this time the right foot feels a little bit lighter. Really root down through that right foot, and then you'll feel the stretch rising through the hip all the way through the torso, maybe even the armpit chest. Hold here for another cycle of breath. Lengthen through the arms. And then maybe as you exhale, you hinge just a little bit more. Deep inhale here. Then as you exhale, come through center and release the arms down. We'll release the shoulders again, so give them a little up, over, and around, just opening up the front side chest. And then from here, we're going to kind of just slow little flow. So we're going to inhale, both arms come up. As you exhale, hands to the hips, fold forward, head heavy. Inhale, belly rises halfway up, hands to the shins, crown of the head reaching forward. Exhale, lift the palms, slowly walk or and plank here at the center of the knees, come through table. And as you exhale, belly, chest, and chin comes down. Full front side body off the earth, palms rooted. Inhale through baby cobra, heart shines forward. Exhale, coming back, downward facing dog. And downward facing dog, take a full inhale, full exhale through the nose. When you're ready, right foot will come forward in between the palms to center the left knee. So you're in a low lunge here. And from here, you can lift the torso, bring your hands to the hips. Take a nice deep inhale here. For more balance, you can curl the back of the toes. Look at the top of the foot, flat on your back, your choice. And then we're going to begin to open through this right side hip. So the right hand can rest on the inner right thigh as you gently guide the hip to slowly open over to the right. So that right knee and hip are in line with each other as that right knee reaches over to the right side of the room. From here, you can draw your pelvis slightly forward so that you can also feel the stretch in that left corner of the hip. And then for more depth here, you can bring the left hand to the inside of the right foot. And then the right hand can continue to rest on the inner right thigh. Hold here for a few breaths. If you want to challenge yourself a little bit more and find more depth in the posture, you can slowly begin to float that left foot back behind you, and you can catch the left foot with your hand. Your choice, this isn't necessary, but it's an option if you want more depth. One more cycle of breath here. As you exhale, slowly release the foot if you were clasping onto it. Allow that right knee to come back through center so the knee is in line with the ankle and the right toe. Take a full inhale as you step the right foot back into the plank. As you exhale, slowly descend, knee, belly, chest, and chin. Inhale through baby cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. And downward facing dog, take a full cycle of breath here, in and out through the nose. When you're ready, the left foot will come forward in between the palms. So low lunge hand on the left side. Hands to the hips as the torso lifts. And then from here, same thing. Left hand on the inner left thigh. Just allow it to slowly be used as a guide to open that left side of the hip. So you're not pressing on the inner thigh. You're just using it there as a reminder so that the hip can slowly and gradually over time open up. From here, if you want more depth, right hand can come to the inside of the left foot. And for even more depth, again, you can float this time that right foot back behind you and catch it with the left hand. So that's an option here. If you want to find more depth and work on both sides of the hips, well, it's completely fine to just stay in a low lunge. We're here for a couple breaths, breathing in and out through the nose. One more breath. And then slowly, as you exhale, begin to bring that knee in line with the ankle and toe. Rooting the palms, full inhale as the left foot steps back into plank. Take a nice deep inhale, and as you exhale, descend belly, chest, and chin to the earth. Shine the heart forward through baby cobra, and then exhale back, downward facing dog. In downward facing dog, take a full cycle of breath, breathing in and out through the nose. As you exhale, you look forward in between the palms this time, and then walk or jump through both feet forward. Inhale, hands to the shins, belly rises halfway up. Exhale, fold, head hangs heavy. Inhale, rising all the way up to the sky. Arms go up, maybe you look up. Exhale, hands to either side. Awesome. We're going to come into my favorite pose, which is chair pose, working all the parts of our lower body and our glutes. And imagine as if we're sitting into that chair pose. So we're going to root through our feet here, lift through the kneecaps, bring the hands to the hips. And then from here, you can just slowly just tilt the pelvis back, almost as if you're beginning to sit into that imaginary chair. And then slowly bring more depth through the thighs and begin to sit down. We'll hold here for the rest of class. Just kidding. We're going to inhale when you're ready. Lift both palms up, allow the palms to face each other. Full inhale here in your fierce pose or chair pose. As you exhale, bring the hands to heart center, thumbs pressing against the chest, and then slowly begin to twist over to your right side. So the outside of the left elbow will hook onto the outside of the right knee. I'm twisting in the opposite direction so that you can see what's going on. And then if you're twisting over to the right side, that right shoulder is going to peel up towards the sky. So over time, you're opening up that front side body as well. Full inhale here. As you exhale, untwist, come through center. Release the thighs and come into a forward fold, head hangs heavy. So back of the neck nice and long here, just quickly for a cycle of breath. As you exhale, you're going to begin to sit back into that imaginary chair. Hands come to heart center, and this time you twist over to your left side. So on the left side, right elbow on the outside of the left knee, left shoulder peeling up towards the sky. Hold here for a cycle of breath. I'm just going to take a quick look at the camera, make sure everything's okay. Continue to breathe in and out through the nose. And then when you're ready, slowly untwist, and come back to center, and then come into a forward fold, head hangs heavy. Inhale, belly rises halfway up, hands to the shins. Exhale, fold, plant the palms, walk or jump, both feet back into plank. In plank here, you can choose to descend through chaturanga, or bring the knees, belly, chest, and chin. Shining the heart forward through baby cobra or upward dog. And then coming back into downward facing dog. If at any point throughout class, downward facing dog begins to become a bit challenging, you can always omit it and then just come into child's pose. You hold here for 2 breaths. When you're ready, your right leg will reach back and up, point the toes. Feel the charge through that right thigh here, full inhale. As you exhale, right foot will come forward in between both hands. This time you're in a high runner's lunge here. You can bring that back foot a bit closer so that you can root through the left foot. When you're ready, inhale, bring the arms up, warrior one. Find depth through that right thigh if you want a bit more of a challenge here. When you're ready, open up through warrior two. So the arms reach to either side of the room. The back foot is going to be in line with the short end of your mat behind you, or in line with the back wall. Find even more depth through that right thigh here, and find a steady gaze for one more breath. When you're ready, release that right thigh, begin to reach that right arm back behind you, Exalted Warrior, full inhale. And then as you exhale, right arm is going to come parallel to the earth. We're going to come into triangle pose. So you're going to reach forward until you can't reach anymore. Begin to hinge from that right corner of the hip. Right hand can come to the shin. The inside of the right foot, where the peace fingers can clasp onto that big toe. Three options here for the hand position. So the shin, inside of the foot, or the big toe. If that feels like it's too much, you can actually keep the forearm on the right thigh. Although over time you're working on lengthening that right leg and the left arm reaches up to the side. Again, that left shoulder is peeling open so that you still feel that expansion across the front of the chest. Another full cycle of breath here. And then as you exhale, look down towards the earth. Bring both palms to frame that right foot as the left knee descends. So you're coming back into that lower lunge. From here, you're going to slowly walk the hands back, glutes reaching towards that left heel, and then you lengthen through that right leg. So you're stretching that right hamstring, right toes reaching to the sky. So from here, really bring a sense of buoyancy into the spine, so you can root the palms down on either side of the hips. Or you can bring the hands closer to the shin. Hold here for one more breath. As you exhale, walk the hands in front to frame that right foot again, stepping that right foot back into the front. Hold here for a full cycle of breath, full inhale. And then as you exhale, descend your way. Triangle heart through baby cobra, and then finding downward facing dog. We get to do that an entire sequence, although this time on the left side. So take a full cycle of breath here, into the nose and out. When you're ready, left leg will reach up towards the sky, point the toes. Feel the charge through the front of the left thigh, and then slowly float that left foot forward in between both hands. Root down through both feet here, and when you're ready, inhale up, warrior one. Find depth through that left thigh. Begin to adjust that back right foot behind you as you slowly open up through warrior two. So in your warrior pose, you're finding a steady gaze. You're finding depth through that left thigh. Looking straight ahead for one more breath. When you're ready, slowly begin to release that left thigh. Find the Exalted Warrior. Left hand reaches back as you accentuate the lengthening on the left torso, the left side of the torso. Hold here for a full cycle of breath. Your next posture we're going to be transitioning is triangle pose. So left leg still nice and long. Begin to bring that left arm parallel to the earth as you reach forward until you can't reach anymore. And you hinge through that left side of the hip. Finding the hand position that works best for you, right arm reaches up to the sky. And if it feels uncomfortable for the back of the neck, it's not necessary for you to look up towards the sky. You can actually look down towards the left toes. Over time, you can look up to the right fingertips, finding your drishti, your point of focus. One more breath here. Slowly, as you exhale, look down towards that left foot. Bring both hands to front the left foot as you descend that right knee down to that low lunge. You're coming back into that hamstring stretch on the left side this time. So begin to walk the hands back, glutes reach back to that right heel, and the left toes can reach up to the sky. So you're holding here for a full cycle of breath. You might even feel this in your Achilles on the right foot behind you. When you're ready, slowly walk the hands forward to frame that left foot again. Step the left foot back into plank. Hold here for a full cycle of breath. So full inhale. As you exhale, descend your knee. Meeting downward facing dog. Beautiful. So from here, at any point as we transition to the rest of class, any of the flows or the vinyasas that we go through are optional, so you don't have to do them anymore. We'll begin to cool down. Again, also downward facing dog, you can switch into child's pose. But just letting you know that when I cue in for the cycle of vinyasa flow, it's not required. You can simply omit it to meet us in downward facing dog or child's pose. Okay, I think we spent enough time here. When you're ready, look forward and continue palms. Walk your both feet forward. Inhale, hands to the shin, belly rises to a 90-degree angle. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rising all the way up to the top. Arms come up. And exhale, hands side to side. Awesome. We're going to come into another posture here. It's going to be a wide-legged forward fold. So you can take a big step back with your right foot. I'm going to do the opposite so I can actually turn to face you. So you're going to pivot onto the toes, so both toes are facing forward in a wide-legged stance. And then from here, you're going to bring the hands to the hips. Really bring awareness to the outer edges of the feet here. Really root down through the outer edges. And then as you take a deep inhale, slowly as you begin to hinge to the hips, allow the head to descend to the earth as you exhale. And then you can continue to keep the hands at the hips here, or if you want a little bit more depth, you can bring hands in between both feet, rooting the palms down, or you can use the peace fingers again to clasp onto the big toe, so you're bringing integration into the upper arms and shoulder blades as well. Lots of options here. We're here for 2 breaths. Breathing in and out through the nose. 1 more breath. Listening carefully, you're going to slowly walk your hands over to the right side. As you walk your hands over to the right side, you'll begin to bend that right knee. You're lengthening through this left leg here. So you're finding that outer edge of the left foot is rooted. And then hold here, full inhale. As you exhale, you're going to lengthen through the right leg. Walk the hands through center, over to the left side as you exhale. Bending that left knee, lengthening to the right leg. Full inhale here. If you want an extra challenge, maybe you float the arms up to heart center. As you exhale, walk the hands through center again. Come into your deep forward fold. Head hangs heavy. Bring the hands to the hips, rooting down through the outer edges of the feet. On your next inhale, slowly rise up to the top. You can heel toe the feet together, and then meet at the front of the mat. Awesome. We're going to come into another flow here. Again, optional, or you can flow with us or skip it and come into downward facing dog. Inhale, lift both arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, belly rises halfway up. Exhale, plant the palms, walk, jump, or float. Both feet back into plank. Slowly descend your way through baby cobra or upward dog. Finding downward facing dog. In downward facing dog, take a full cycle of breath, breathing in and out through the nose. On your next breath, you bring the left foot forward in between both palms. We're going to come into that wide-legged stance again, but on the left side. So slowly begin to rise up. You're going to pivot onto the toes, So you're going to wide-legged stance again on the other side. So from here, you're going to take a nice deep inhale. And then as you exhale, bring the hands behind the back body. Create a fist with the hands. Root the fist down to the earth. And then you're going to begin to hinge forward through the hips, bringing that fist up towards the sky. Head hangs heavy here. So you're stretching out the front side of the chest and the shoulders. If this feels a little too much in the shoulders and the arm area, you'll actually have to lengthen the arms up towards the sky. You keep the elbows bent. Allow the fist to rest on that low back. And then over time, lengthening through the elbows. Over time, that fist reaching up to the sky. One more breath here. Slowly on your next inhale, begin to bring the arms down to the earth as the torso rises up. Pivot onto that left foot again, so that you're in that lunge position, left foot facing forward, right leg back. You're going to inhale, coming through warrior one again. And then as you exhale, bring the palms down. Optional here again to flow or even downward facing dog. Coming through plank and cycling through. And downward facing dog, take a full cycle of breath in and out the nose. On your next breath, you're going to look forward and between the palms, walk or jump, both feet forward. Inhale, belly rises halfway up. Exhale. Inhale, all the way up to standing arms come up. Exhale, hands to either side. Awesome. We're going to do tree pose and then slowly make our way down to the earth or to our mat. We'll do tree pose on the right side. So rooting down through the left foot, left thigh nice and engaged as the kneecap lifts. You bring the hands to the hips here to start. Then when you're ready, just find a comfortable position for the right foot. So maybe the toes are still resting on the mat today. Maybe you bring the foot a little bit higher so it rests onto the calf and shin. Maybe it comes even higher so that it rests onto the upper thigh. Your choice. Find stability and a sense of stillness. Maybe when you're ready, you can float the arms up. Find a sense of stillness and a focal point to focus on for 2 more breaths. Maybe you close your eyes for a little bit more of a challenge. And then slowly when you're ready, hands to the hips. Knee comes in, draw the thigh in to release that corner into the hip, and bring the right foot down. We'll do that on the left side now. So right foot rooted, left knee, right thigh engaged. And again, find the foot position that works best for you on the left side. So maybe on the left side, slightly different. Doesn't have to be the exact same as the right. If it feels comfortable, you can do that. Again, find a sense of stillness and stability. When you're ready, you can float the arms up like branches. Maybe closing your eyes or finding a steady gaze. Breathing in and out through the nose. 1 more breath. And then when you're ready, slowly coming down, legs come down. We're going to do 1 more float here. You can choose to do it or not. If you wish to omit it, you can just meet us in a seated position on your mat or the floor. When you're ready, inhale, both arms reach up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, belly rises halfway up. Exhale, plant the palms, walk, jump, or float, both feet back into plank. Descend your way. As you inhale through baby cobra or upward dog. Exhale, find downward facing dog. Hold here for 2 breaths. Breathing in and out through the nose. 1 more breath. And then slowly when you're ready, knees come down, find child's pose. Forehead resting on the mat. Arms nice and long out in front of you. Just letting the body soften. Noticing how the breath moves along the back body and the ribs. Maybe on the next exhale, you soften the glutes even closer to the heels. Feeling a sense of expansion across the low back and lumbar. 2 more breaths here. Noticing how the heart is returning to its natural rhythm, as well as the breath. 1 more breath. And then when you're ready, slowly rock yourself forward through table, resting on one side of the hips, and then bringing the legs forward. Giving the legs a nice little shake here. And then we're going to come into Happy Baby before we make our way into Shavasana. So allowing the torso to press down towards the mat or the earth beneath you, beginning to float the legs up towards the sky. So 2 options here. If Happy Baby isn't accessible for you today, you're more than welcome to just float the feet up to the side and stay here in a very passive inversion. If you want to come into Happy Baby, you're just going to bend the knees towards the armpit tucks and then allow the hands to clasp onto the outer edges of the feet. And rock from side to side in Happy Baby. If you're skipping Happy Baby and you're just in that passive inversion, you can point and flex the toes here, give your foundations a nice little rest, and just allow for gravity to pull the circulation in the opposite direction. If there's a posture that I didn't teach in today's class that you feel is still calling your name, I'll allow for that time and space for you to access whichever posture you feel your body still needs. If not, you can slowly begin to release the feet if you're in Happy Baby, or slowly begin to bring the feet down towards the earth, beginning to find that conscious state of stillness again, coming into corpse pose or Shavasana. Arms coming to either side of the body. Maybe allowing the palms to face up or down, your choice. Allowing the breath to move freely. Maybe the eyes soften and close here for the first time. It's almost as if you're entering a dreamlike state, yet still being consciously awake. In some yoga lineages, it's actually believed that Shavasana is where class begins. Conscious stillness, breath moving freely. You are more than welcome to stay in this luxurious posture. Or if not, I invite you to slowly roll over to one side, preferably the right, and then pressing yourself up, making your way into a seated position. Again, staying in Shavasana in the comfort of your own home is completely an option. Or you can join in just a quick little meditation before we go off into the rest of our day. So finding that seated position where we started class. Hands can soften on the knees, facing down for grounding, or up for receiving sense. Just notice your breath here. Almost as if your breath mimics the sounds of the ocean. And with every wave that comes by, it just washes everything you no longer need. So with every exhale, acknowledging that you release everything that no longer serves you. Maybe in your next few exhales, allowing yourself to release by sighing it out, knowing that nobody's watching, and be as comfortable as possible. Just let it out. 2 more breaths here. 1 more breath. And whether you're in Shavasana or your seated position, we'll bring our right hand to our left shoulder, left hand to cross over to the right, creating an X with the arms, and give yourself a well-deserved hug. You did it. You could have been anywhere else and you chose this time for you. So thank you for joining. It's an honor and a privilege to always be here and guide you through your practice. Remember that class runs on Tuesdays at 3:30 and Fridays at 11. If you have any suggestions or something that you'd like to work on in the next couple classes, let me know and I'll ensure to incorporate that in. But until then, enjoy the rest of your day. Please remember to stay hydrated. Namaste. Thank you.